back the calendar to highlight yesteryear's finest while exploring the vast archives in cinema history. This is the Movie Review Rewind podcast on Nashville Movie Dispatch. Welcome back for another episode of the Movie Review Rewind podcast right here on the Nashville Movie Dispatch. It's September. Fall is approaching. It's not here yet, but it's approaching. Football season is underway. There's been a couple of weeks of college football at this point in the season. It is one of my favorite times of year. And we are going to talk about a classic, quote-unquote classic, today, Rudy from 1993. Well, I think I should have written that down, but I'm pretty sure it is 1993. I'm Stoney Keeley, the EIC at Sobros Network, joined as usual by my co-host for the Movie Review Rewind podcast. He is a board member on the Music City Film Critics Association, a member of the Southeastern Film Critics Association. Our resident film critic, Mr. Big Shot, Brandon Vick. Brandon, how you doing today, my man?
Good. I almost, man, what a shocker, that huge Texas Longhorn upset. I'm still reeling from it. So. Yes.
This is
wow.
Live, obviously. We do not record these episodes months in advance.
Exactly. I love fall weather.
The Fresno State's off to a good start.
Yeah,
too.
they are. Oh, my God. Go Huskies. I think if you say sports underdog movie, sports movie.
Yeah.
I think people would say Hoosiers and Rudy.
They're both written or directed by the same people.
Oh, are they? I think it's written. I don't think it's the same director.
I mean, I could have looked that up before we
no need.
I'm going to be honest and upfront with you guys right from the get-go.
Oh, don't tell them, but
I just don't think this is a good movie at all.
There
are redeeming qualities.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm bad about deleting text, but I should have saved yours because I literally hit play, and I was 2 minutes in when you sent me a thing which I'll let you tell everybody what you basically said. But I'm happy to hear, because I will tell you there are parts that it still kind of gets to me, even though it's very melodramatic. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know if it's a good movie, but that underdog spirit is still there. It's still intact. And I'll be honest, when they start chanting his name at the end, it's very sweet.
We're going to get into all that.
Yeah. Okay.
I just research, our crack production team is on it. David Anspaugh, I think is how you pronounce it, did direct Rudy and Hoosiers.
Oh, he did do both. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Also did Fresh Horses.
Okay. I don't know.
Molly Ringwald movie, 1988. Moonlight and Valentino. Gwyneth Paltrow is in that. Whoopi Goldberg and John Bon Jovi.
Oh.
Wise Girls. Mira Sorvino,
Oh.
Mariah Carey.
Oh, that's enough said.
The Game of Their Lives. I've never heard of that one.
Did it end with Rudy? I'm confused.
And Little Red Wagon in 2012.
I don't know what that is either.
Yeah, so, I mean, this kind of, you want to talk about lightning in a bottle.
I guess so.
Hoosiers and Rudy.
Yeah.
Two quite famous films. I've never seen Hoosiers, but maybe I'll
It's really good.
Go back and check it out.
Well, you know who's in it.
Gene Hackman.
That's right. That's all you need to know.
The legendary Gene Hackman.
But yeah, and I think I would associate this as like one of the top sports underdog movies, but I'll be honest, I don't. I remember it being better.
Yeah.
When I was younger.
I could see that.
But it's also where, I guess now, and of course, I'm almost, I'll be 40 soon. And so, like, it's kind of like the storytelling, the story arc of it is not that interesting. Yeah. It's very plain. Mm-hmm. It really doesn't have that much heart.
I was surprised by that.
For an underdog story and the character of Rudy himself, I was kind of surprised because I thought for sure there was more heart in this. But There really isn't. I would say maybe once he finally gets to university and he kind of keeps checking and like they've switched coaches, you know, kind of that last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is also when the thing, but like, I don't know, like what they try to do with the family aspect of it, which I mean, some of it works, some of it doesn't, especially I don't think the brother Frank is, I don't know. That didn't really like get me going. I think the things that with him and his father kind of meant a little more.
Yeah.
And the scenes that they had with the late great Ned Beatty, but yeah, and then the part where like he talks to the priest. So he goes to that one school to get into there, but like the interactions, like within like his grades, but also trying to make it on the team. So he's going to be on like the groundskeeping.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, I think the guy is supposed to be Joe Paterno or a lookalike, who's the coach of Notre Dame back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
How easy their conversation is, but it also doesn't really connect in a coherent way of like, he's not doing love your heart, you can't dress, you'll never play. Okay, maybe this once, and then it takes all of the players to say, hey, he needs to play in my spot. And even then, he doesn't really get to play except 2, 4, or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So he's so good
that
he's just not going to really play.
Yeah. Well, he's just too small.
Too small.
He's going to get
great
killed
heart
out
though.
there.
He's got a lot of heart.
Wish I could put your heart in some of my other players' bodies.
I do. We do see him playing in practice and stuff, so we know he does understand football.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I felt like this was propaganda for Notre Dame fans. It's like I feel like if you want to become a Notre Dame fan, you have to be able to recite this movie from heart kind of deal. So like I can understand like you probably walk into any house in South Bend, Indiana, and they've got like Rudy movie posters on the wall.
Yeah. I bet Sean Astin goes around and makes a killing.
Yeah, probably. I just it felt like we were spoon-fed plot points like, well, you got this job at the steel mill. This is what you're going to do your whole life. So you
What's
know,
that?
okay,
you got a best friend named Pete, do you?
Yeah, well, so long, Pete.
Damn.
So long, Pete. You've got this, you know, you can't you're too small to play football. So let's hammer it in the audience's mind. Let's make sure that they know this guy's facing a life at the steel mill.
Right.
And he's too small and he's too stupid to get good grades.
His family thinks this is his only job you should want. You can't get into university.
It just feels like there's so much that's like they don't actually set up the plot points with any real emotion. They just tell you.
Very true.
They just tell you.
That's very true.
Like you're never gonna dress.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
And they say it over and over.
Yeah.
Like you're right. That's a good way. And I think that's really, I think that's kind of with what I'm saying about. I thought there was more heart in this.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is just a like, we're gonna say it here, 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 and here. We're going to show how small he is because we're going to cast these huge. I mean, I don't even think half of them should have even been in college.
Yeah, probably not.
I think they were in their 50s.
Pro wrestlers.
Yeah. I think they were on American Gladiators after it went off the air. And so, yeah, that part is very true. And I do agree. Like, I see why Notre Dame let them do that movie because let me tell you, that if you don't watch that movie and think, God,
this is the best place on earth.
This is the best place on earth. What are we doing here?
Look how much they love everybody.
Gosh.
Yeah. Rudy Rudiger said in an interview later on that Notre Dame was quite difficult to work with.
Oh.
But he said it in a good way.
Oh, well, he did go.
Which is kind of like...
Are we still protecting the house that...
Yeah. So he said that they were very particular about how the university was portrayed. And as soon as he said that, I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, this is propaganda for Notre Dame. They clearly had a say in how the story was told, how the university was portrayed, because it does kind of feel like it feels like a commercial for the school at times. It's like, come, be a part of this. Look at this great history, this great underdog story.
Well, it is. Yeah.
Look how good everybody involved with this.
I mean, it's painted as a place of worship.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
for
absolutely.
Sure. So pays homage to Notre Dame as if it was like written and directed by a fan. I don't know. I should have looked that up too. To
Maybe
see.
he graduated from there.
Yeah, maybe he did. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is true. I will say, I think towards the end it still sort of works because I think in a lot of it might be to the credit of Sean Astin.
yeah,
But at the same time, it did feel lackluster. It does kind of ring a little hollow watching it after I don't even know the last time I've watched that movie.
yeah.
And the fact that I saw a Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn,
Dude, that's
I
crazy.
remember Favreau, but I had no idea Vince Vaughn was in that movie.
I heard the voice from the first time we see his character, and I stopped like what I was doing. I was watching film
While
like
it was going on,
football tape, writing about a player, and I heard the voice, and I just like immediately grabbed the remote, paused it, looked up, and I was like, is that Vince Vaughn?
And he's credited as Vincent.
Yeah,
Vaughn.
and so I looked at the cast, and sure enough,
Yeah.
I'm like, that is Vince Vaughn. That's crazy.
And that's why I love it. Like, even when you say, like, they have to build towards this thing. Also, I really like Charles S. Dutton. He was the groundskeeper that was kind of letting. I actually, sometimes I thought he's the most believable part.
You're right.
Of any,
You're
of,
right.
of any part of the movie.
I think so.
I did like how, if he dressed, everybody was clearing their schedule to make sure they're there.
Yeah.
And Charles S. Dutton's character does. And let me tell you, as soon as he makes that tackle, they show him clapping and he immediately leaves.
Yeah.
So
poetic.
He wants to beat that fucking traffic.
I
don't
blame him for that. Yeah. I mean, that's a
So,
big stadium on game day. Yeah.
So,
That was apparently like one of the few details of the story that was actually true, by the way.
well,
It's
because
like they had a good relationship. He had a good
with the groundskeeper
relationship with the groundskeeper.
I thought he meant the carried off because apparently that never happened.
No, he was carried. Well, we'll get into that later.
But yeah,
we'll
but
table
the
that.
groundskeeper was a
and
Okay.
I think you're right. I think there is an element of heart there
from him.
in that part of the movie. I felt like the score in this was so sappy. I mean, to me, like
I think sometimes I don't think it changed.
It felt like a Hallmark movie at times, and I'm watching it like I called it Disney coded drivel. It feels like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this probably is a movie that kids would watch and love, and I don't know, maybe at a young age this kind of makes you fall in love with the game of football. Then I'm not going to fault you for that, but it just felt too easy to me, too predictable.
It is. It's and a lot of it is rather lazy. Like
lazy.
I mean, like now that we're in 20-something years later, it does look like. I mean, I'm shocked Disney didn't do this one. It does very much feel like it, as in like, there's no gray in here. He's hardworking. He's great. He's told he's never going to do it because of his size, and then all these all these other guys and. Like, let me tell you, you want to talk about having no emotion whatsoever. Vince Vaughn, when they're in that huddle.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, come on. We got to do it for Rudy. I'm like, whoa. Damn.
Fired up, ready to go.
God, Vincent, calm down.
The critics' consensus on this from Rotten Tomatoes, though undeniably sentimental and predictable, Rudy succeeds with an uplifting spirit and determination. I think uplifting is probably the best word that I'm willing to go for this. Like, if you call it uplifting, I can meet you there. I do think it's predictable.
Oh yeah,
I do feel like it's a little too linear and a little too.
Oh, it's very cliched.
Cliched.
Yeah,
it painted in a very certain light. I don't feel like there's a lot of friction in the story here. What they want you to believe that this is an against all odds, impossible scenario, but I don't think you ever really feel that in this film. I didn't either.
No,
and it was just...
You're right. And what's weird is it took all of these players to basically say they're not going to play, and he still only played 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, I know the dream was just to kind of dress and be on the sidelines. Like, I get it. But the whole thing is like, oh, you know what? That's great. And I'm sure, I don't know if he actually made the last tackle or whatever, but But uplifting, I get. And I do think you take the sport of football.
Yeah.
And even when it's done in a pretty bland way, like Rudy is,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something about it of where you can still get the audience to participate in rooting for him.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I think that's where I kind of fall, especially in the last 30 minutes, is you're happy for that person because, dreams do still come true.
Yeah.
Now, how we get there was very different than what I initially imagined when I saw it however many years ago.
Yeah. Well, I do think I landed on a 2 out of 5 for this. And
Okay.
what I did give the film credit for was a sort of celebration of not necessarily the sport of football itself, but a celebration of the pageantry, the tradition of college football. I think the film does do a good job of speaking to the loyalty and the community that you do have in a strong college football fan base. I know like Notre Dame fans are a tight-knit family, Alabama fans, Tennessee fans, all that. Like,
Well, you
that
take
is
pride in it.
Yeah, and that is something that I do think reflects well in the movie because it's all about Notre Dame.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, and what I think is really kind of glossed over, even though they do mention it at the end, is that he's going to college, which is uncommon, or at least uncommon in his family.
Yeah.
That's not the goals that anybody had set. So, but that's just kind of glossed over because it's all about just getting into the football, which is the only reason why he tried to get the grades he could.
Yeah, and I do think it's a pretty easy watch. I mean, it's one like you could have on in the background.
Yeah, well,
any
I
old
did.
day.
So, yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I watched it, but yeah, you're not.
I do think I will be giving my DVD copy back to Danger Zone Video. So if you're looking for a DVD copy of it, go out to Mount Juliet.
I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I think I'll just remember that Rudy chant and be like, okay.
Yeah, this is not one that I think I need in my collection.
No.
Yeah,
I wouldn't watch it around this time now. It's
I
just
wouldn't
time
either.
to watch others.
It's
watch Little Giants.
Little Giants. Yeah. So
would you say that's uplifting? That's an underdog story.
Well, I haven't watched it since I was a child.
You should.
So maybe we should revisit it. Maybe that can be next year's
better writing.
Episode.
You should hear the score on that one.
All right. What did you think about Sean Astin as Rudy?
It was fine.
It's fine. Yeah, I thought it's kind of.
I don't think he's the problem.
No, and really, like I caught myself thinking, really talented actor that I think like shows up in the Lord of the Rings movies. I thought he was funny in 50 First Dates.
Yeah,
a little bit of little bit of comedic range there, and like having seen some of his later work, going back and revisiting Rudy, it was kind of like, you know what, good for him that he has this film.
Yeah,
like he's forever gonna be Rudy.
Yeah,
but it's kind of like, you know what, that's a guy that I think has still been consistent enough throughout the years that like he deserves that place in Hollywood.
Well,
lore.
I kind of feel like the Goonies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord of the Rings. It's pretty good. You did all right.
Yeah.
You did all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I
There's something else in his filmography that he popped up in recently.
Was it before Rudy?
I don't.
He's
think
in
so.
Love Hurts.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to.
Where
look
some
it
of the
up.
Goonie people got back together, and actually his scene is probably the best scene. But yeah, I mean he's fine. I don't even know if that. I feel like the writing is what lets them down, and the storytelling just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like everything was done on such like just such the most conventional movie you could do. But hey, it has football, and you probably have heard of Notre Dame.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like that's all they felt like they needed.
He's Bob in Stranger Things.
Oh my God, how could
we forget? Yeah,
I loved him and Bob.
I did too.
Okay,
so
now you add that to what the other stuff.
Yeah,
go retire.
That's what I'm saying. Like, good for like. I'm glad you've got that. Like now you're gonna be remembered in film history, Sean Astin. Like, good for you.
Yeah.
I don't like this movie, but good for you, kind of deal.
I'd say Goonies. He probably was already there with Goonies.
Yeah,
to be in all fair, and then a whole new. Let me tell you something. I bet the fans of Lord of the Rings probably never even heard of Rudy.
Yeah.
So he's got it across the board.
Right. Yeah.
He's got it across the board.
So let's get into some of the fun real life stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think this is where
Are you about to tell me Rudy never went to Notre Dame?
Rudy does not exist. He's completely fictional. This is where I think the conversation gets interesting, because the sack really happened. He got in the game. The sack really happened, but there is a popular conspiracy theory that Rudy was actually offside, actually lined up offside. And if you go back and watch the archive footage, it's really hard to tell, but I think if you like zoom in,
he could be.
It looks like, he's actually probably lined up offside.
He should have never fucking played football.
Which is like, this is a pretty big moment that your university, your program has turned into this.
Yeah.
Like,
and now that team can bitch now because look what you've done.
I don't know if you would call this. It's a part of the grand mythology of Notre Dame now, is the Rudy Rudiger play.
Yeah.
And to think like the whole thing should have been, he should have had a flag thrown on him. Should have had a flag
and never have happened.
Now, I don't know that this was rooted. The origin of this claim is from the Georgia Tech fan base. It was the team that they were playing.
Yeah, because there was like 24-3 when he went in.
Yeah, but there is some like historical bad blood between the two fan bases, because Georgia Tech says Rudy was offsides. And like I went back and found the footage. You can find the play on YouTube.
Only
it's
in sports.
Black and white. It's grainy and blurry, but I'm like, yeah, I think he is offsides on this play.
Get his ass.
So,
is he alive?
I think so. I don't know.
I mean, in the 70s, he's pretty young.
So there's a YouTube channel called Dos Leprechauns, Notre Dame fan channel.
Oh, okay.
They posted a clip of the video, or a clip of the play, and their caption just says, "Georgia Tech likes to claim that Rudy was offsides. Offsides or not, your quarterback got sacked by a 5'0" 100-pound walk-on with barely a speck of athletic ability." If that's not college football, I don't know what is.
Oh,
that is some real fan base to fan base hatred. And that's
also that that is kind of hurtful towards Rudy.
It is, but I think
he has no speck of talent.
I started digging into this a little bit, because I had heard through the grapevine, it's like Rudy was offsides, and that's not even real. There is kind of an attitude towards Rudy, like the real life Rudy, that's like, this movie makes you look like something you're not.
Oh, I see.
And it sounds like there are a lot of, I went and listened to a bunch of old player interviews that are kind of like, it was a fun moment. Like, we were happy for the guy.
Oh.
It wasn't some big thing where, like,
they didn't turn in their jerseys? That
did not happen.
And demand?
That did not happen. So Rudy Rudiger himself told Sports Illustrated that the film is about 92% accurate, which a lot of people have called bullshit. That's the same interview where he's saying Notre Dame was kind of difficult to work with, but he acknowledged that the jersey thing is like a huge sticking point with the players, and and the coach too, Devine. I can't remember Dan Devine. I don't remember what his first name was, but that scene was completely fabricated. And in this interview with Sports Illustrated, Rudy tells him, well, the scene where they lay the jerseys on Coach Devine's desk was, quote, embellishment. It's a nice way of saying we just made it up to help the story. Yeah. And he was kind of talking like, well, like, it's Hollywood. They've got to spruce it up to do it. And I'm like, but it's still 92% accurate, according to Rudy.
Well, and that's why, like, he keeps checking the list. And then the other guys are like, "Oh man, sorry, Rudy." And then I think he's one of the captains. He's like, "It just ain't right." And I'm like, "Come on, guys, or at least make it believable."
Yeah. So I mentioned it being a sticking point. Devine himself has said publicly, if any player had put their jersey down on my desk, they never would have seen it again.
That's what I mean. But I think that's what you're saying. Like, they're painting these people as in like, well, I can't let them, and then comes in, it's like, but even then, even in the scenes that you're presented, it's not like it changed the game.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I get it. It's all about the guy just getting on the field. I understand. But I just love how even in this underdog story with his embellishments, it still isn't one of those like, oh my God, like, do you believe in miracles?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
So, and again, there are players that like when this thing comes up, there's a montage on YouTube of like all these players, all these players being asked about that particular scene. Because I mean, it is a pretty powerful scene in the movie, and guys are just kind of laughing at it. They're just like, "Yeah, that didn't happen." And there was one quote. I didn't jot down the particular player because their names weren't up on the screen. That just said. Nah, we worked too hard for those varsity jerseys, and I'm not getting rid of it.
Right. That's the real spirit of college football.
Yeah. And then in 2010,
oh, okay,
Joe Montana himself went on the Dan Patrick Show, and
was he wearing his Skechers?
He might have been. I couldn't see his feet.
I hope so.
He practically took a needle to the balloon of Rudy.
Oh,
saying. It's a movie, remember, not all that's true. Adding, the crowd wasn't chanting, nobody threw in their jersey. Saying he did get into the game, and he did get carried off the field, but he added that they tried to get all of the seniors in the game on the final home game of the season. It was a thing where, like, you're a senior, this is your last home game.
I see.
It wasn't
it's
just
not
a Rudy
treatment.
thing. It was like everybody got out there. And then he says, and then he did get a sack, and then the guys did carry him off, just kind of playing around. And then he paused for a second, and he goes, and you could hear in his voice he was trying not to laugh as he was saying it. He's like, I won't say it was a joke, but it was playing around. And then he adds to close it, well, he worked his butt off to get to where he was. But it's basically saying, like, this was a joke to us. We thought it would be funny if we lifted this guy up that just got a sack and carried him off the field. Dan said when they revisited the soundbite in 2021, they were kind of talking about.
Was this him in Montana?
Yeah, well, this is
or just Dan.
So that the quotes I just read were from his original appearance in 2010. They went back in 2021 and it was kind of like, hey, remember the time Joe Montana came on here and said Rudy was fake, basically? And they replayed the original soundbite, and Dan shares a story of hanging up the phone that day and saying, I don't think Joe knows what he's just done. About how people love the fable, the legend of Rudy. And there are a couple of Notre Dame fans on Dan's show that said they were kind of laughing and joking.
Got their harps ripped out?
Yeah. He's like, they get defensive about it. And he's like, I'm sitting there like, was Joe Montana even there during Rudy? Like all that. And then here's like, Dan's like, people love this Rudy moment. And then here's Joe, Mr. Notre Dame, saying we didn't turn in our jerseys. We kind of made fun of him after he got that sack. It was just really interesting to hear how, like, the attitude towards that movie that is heralded as one of the great sports movies of all time, hearing that a lot of the Notre Dame players kind of get a kick out of it. It's like, oh, this
and it has nothing to do with
like,
their feeling has nothing. There is nothing uplifting in their eyes.
It's like it's
and
almost
these 92% accuracy.
It's almost like they're like, we were just working a bit, and they turned it into one of the greatest sports stories of all time. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I thought.
And what is? I mean, Joe Montana has nothing to lose. So what is he? I mean,
he's fucking Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Like what?
I mean, is Rudy going to tell him he can't talk about football? So
yeah. I mean, if anybody can be condescending towards Rudy, it's Joe Montana.
Yeah, he's earned it.
Yeah. Let's get into some.
Love it. I cannot beyelieve that.
Yeah.
Of just how now watch that movie again after listening to this and thinking most of these guys were not like, and not that they weren't supportive, but it's not like they were like going to throw it all away for one guy. But then when it's like, no other player's been carried off since. Yeah. And it's kind of like, well, is that because like, was this like a joke? And then they thought we won't
Yeah, y'all,
do that. Like,
y'all be careful. Y'all gonna hurt somebody.
I don't think it was an honor now. I think it was more of like,
Yeah.
guys, why do you do that?
There's a lot of guys like in these interviews that were like, nobody was chanting his, like people in the crowd didn't know who he was. They didn't know who it made no sense.
And I think people may listen to this and think, Stoney, Brandon, you guys know movies aren't real. They always do it. But I mean,
this is one.
None of nothing. Like you can't like some of that. Like the most inspiring moments basically didn't happen.
Or were a joke.
And so if you were in the
ones that did were a
crowd,
joke.
you watch this small kid run out, and then his teammates are thinking it's funny to carry him off because he will never play football again, and that's what started it off.
They're like, oh wow, you got a sack in the
Yay!
last play of a game. We're
Good
up 24
job,
to 3.
buddy.
And, yeah, good job.
Meant
yeah,
nothing.
yeah, that's what.
Also,
that was,
you may have been offsides. We don't know.
yeah, that was kind of jarring to dig into this because, like, before I had
my
watched
goodness.
the movie, I kind of knew tale of, wow, this is one of the best underdog stories of all time, and I mean, in some regards, sure, it still is, but
Yeah, I mean,
like,
you can't take it all away from him. I mean, he did get there.
it feels kind of funny to me. I don't like it when I look. You know, I'm looking at the Notre Dame players, and they're like laughing at us for thinking this is real.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't.
It's like
this.
it's like you're like, I wish someone would have told me
I've
when
been
I was
duped.
watching.
Yeah,
I've
I've been duped. Let's get into some Letterboxd reviews because there are some good ones. This is from True. Why do gym teachers like this movie so heckin' much? I do remember this thing being like in PE class, if it was raining and we couldn't play basketball outside, they'd play a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is one of those movies that I feel like would be there. This is from Cinemali. Men will literally devote their lives to college football before going to therapy. That's a good one.
I like that one.
Let's see. We no. This one made me laugh from user Hoover. It just says he got that dog in him.
I mean, hey, they did say he worked his ass off.
Yeah, I mean, but that's, you know,
I love it.
and that's, you know, I don't want to be disrespectful to the man himself.
No, because he got out of it. He could have easily gone the way it looks like most of his family had gone, and he did get there. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't have even made it to even try to make a tackle in a college football game. I didn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but at the same time,
it just feels like there's a lot of players that work really hard to get where they are in college football.
Yes.
This one just happened to play for the most high-profile program at the time, vaunted fan base, people making a movie about it that's a celebration of the university itself.
Right.
It just kind of got manipulated into something more than it was.
And
I don't think that's necessarily fair to Rudy. Probably.
I don't know if it's fair, but Rudy should also know how much 92% is. If you've lived it, that's like a, I'll give you a scene maybe.
Yeah.
But
I like this one from username Steven Sajdak, I believe.
Okay, all right.
He's just a showboat. That's all he's about. Vince Vaughn's antagonistic character on Rudy's never give up spirit. I agree wholeheartedly.
He was pissed, but boy, then that coach let him have it. He let Vincent Vaughn have it.
This one from Will Swade. He gave Rudy a 1-star review and said, LOL, okay. He recorded 1 sack against a bunch of sociology majors and plumbers. I had 26 career interceptions and took 4 of them to the house with the shrugging emoji.
Where's his story?
Yeah,
where's his movie?
Where's the Will Swade movie? So
Will.
There we go.
Will.
I wanted to ask because I feel like I had a bit of a hot take while watching this film because the reputation throughout the years, and at this point, 32 years old? The
93, 23, 24, 22?
Yeah, so it's, huh?
Isn't that right? 93?
No, 32.
Oh, yeah. What year is this?
93 to 2003.
I left out 2013.
2023.
Just totally left out
yeah, so it's 32 years old.
Wow.
I kind of expected more out of this, given its reputation. I
'Cause
kind
you
of
had
felt
not
like
seen this
I had never
before.
seen it before we decided to do this podcast. I was let down by it, but then I remembered thinking back to some of the other football movies that we've revisited in recent years.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans, I think still holds up pretty well.
Yeah.
Radio, we did an episode of Drinking with our buddy Stephen McCash on that film, and it did not hold up well. It was another one that felt like
that's
Hallmark
one I was like,
movie.
oh man, what? Cuba Gooding Jr. was great in it.
Yeah.
I felt like back then I'd be like, Oscar?
Yeah. So I got to thinking about it a little more and was just kind of like, I don't know how many truly good football movies there are out there. And I think part of it is because thematically, most of them kind of explore the same
shit.
things.
Yeah.
Because, like, if something is noteworthy in sports, it is likely due to some great feat of athletic ability, some accomplishment, and then you learn about the adversity faced to get to that point. So I think they can be formulaic, but
it can still bring out those emotions. Like,
Yeah.
I think the movies in general are always taking from something, but it has to feel meaningful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even if we know the end, a lot of the stories, like Miracle,
Yeah.
everyone knows how this ends. But when you're watching it, it's
Mm-hmm.
like you are in it, and it's like you don't know. Even though it goes by the same Disney blueprint that almost everything else does. But that just shows you directing and the writing and acting when it all comes together, because you can tell me a story you already know, and that is in many ways predictable, but it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah. So
For a story like Rudy, and I have seen it before, I've expected more. And I've seen it.
So I kind of feel like Friday Night Lights is the gold standard. And
Friday Night Lights is great.
I want to revisit that film at some point soon, but I like Remember the Titans. I can acknowledge that there's a little bit of that like Disney drivel to it.
Don't forget about Any Given Sunday.
But I like The Waterboy, but that's not
Waterball's football, but it's not the kind. Yeah.
I want to revisit Any Given Sunday because I haven't seen that since I first saw it.
I don't think it's probably as good
25
as we
years.
remember.
Yeah.
To be honest, but
I jotted down the like the certified fresh, the top 5 rated football movies from Rotten Tomatoes.
Sorry, can I just say something? Any Given Sunday. Any Given Sunday does take at least a different perspective because it's almost the politics of football.
Okay.
And that is at least something different. That deals with head coach, deals with owners, deals with the old quarterback. There's a new quarterback in town.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So Heaven Can Wait is rated 86%.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Warren
never
Beatty.
seen that one.
I've
Yeah.
never seen all of it.
Would you consider Jerry Maguire a football movie? It's 85%, but I feel
wouldn't
like that's
consider
more
it because he's a sports agent,
side.
not really a football
Yeah.
agent. But I see where like the main of it is because of Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character is a football player.
Yeah.
I guess.
So
So is Jerry O'Connell.
Friday Night Lights has 82%.
Yeah.
Safety, I don't remember that one. Is it 78%? I think that it's a recent one. I think
Safety?
it was like direct to Disney Plus or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Rudy at 78%, and then American Underdog, the Kurt Warner movie, at 75%.
Oh, that's this decade's Rudy. It's just, I mean,
Other films that come to mind: The Longest Yard, Invincible, The Blind Side, if you would consider that a football movie.
from what I hear, that wasn't real true either.
Yeah, there's some conflict there. The Express, which I never saw.
I was gonna say I like that one with Dennis
Yeah.
Quaid and oh man, who's the kid that played the
Yeah,
Express?
I can't remember.
I think he's the one that was also in Finding Forrester.
You
Anyway.
have Radio, like we mentioned,
Yeah.
Draft Day, which we talked about back in April on
Yeah.
this very podcast.
That's a Cleveland Browns thing.
Yeah, We Are Marshall, Little Giants, Varsity Blues, Gridiron Gang, The Replacements. Like,
I like the Little Giants only because it's a different kind of football.
yeah,
That's obviously more playful. I remember thinking Invincible was good, but I
remember-
think it's still that same
It's the
kind
same-
of Disney
yeah.
thing.
bartender steps out from behind the
Yeah,
bar to
he's
go
too old to play, and then
make a play on special teams for the Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah, boy. You know what? I just realized they've got way better baseball movies than football movies.
Oh man, that's a take I think I can get behind.
Yeah.
Who like? How do you make like a gritty, different football movie?
I don't know.
I don't know either. And that's what the realization I had watching Rudy was just kind of like,
I'm going to email Tarantino.
man, maybe
He'll know. He'll know.
Like we're just, like
You have to
I think
find
it's
that
a genre
story.
that is what it is.
Yeah, I think you have to find that story that has captured the imagination of people. And I think Rudy was an example of that. Kurt Warner's story is an example of that. But it's just told, and I don't know if it's because no one wants to be painted in a bad light.
Well, no.
If I'm Kurt Warner, don't show my bullshit. To just show look how great I did. And I'm sure when they were like, hey, look at all these jerseys, he's probably thinking, yeah, do it. I would. But yeah, gosh, Friday Night Lights is the one I think of the most because that's football and it's football in a small town. And, they've got these like reality shows and now I forgot the names of them, but where like it's about these like high school football teams and stuff. So I feel like that's where the real drama is. It's not in the movies anymore. Yeah. I think they kind of have ran its course unless it's going to be about, have they made an O.J. Simpson movie? That would be a fun one. But don't leave out the good stuff.
About his football career? I don't know.
But, it almost have to be kind of like with the Express, where now it's kind of like a culture thing or a race thing and a race bear. Like I feel like that's what they used it for. Just kind of like with 42 with Jackie Robinson. There's things like that.
Yeah.
But then there's also where at least The Replacements was something kind of fun about all the kind of past their prime people coming in because of the strikes. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a great movie, but at least it's a fun take on something that is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, my gosh, I can just think like, even just do regular, Field of Dreams, Bull Durham, A League of Their Own.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite baseball movie doesn't really have a lot of baseball in it.
What's that?
Moneyball.
Oh, Moneyball rules.
I love Moneyball.
The Sandlot.
Sandlot is it's a forever childhood movie, and I think it hits the sweet spot with a lot of people, I think, our age.
Yep, I'm with you. Well, that's all the notes I have prepared for Rudy. Any parting thoughts?
No, just God bless Joe Montana.
Joe Montana is the real hero of this whole story.
He is.
He said,
"Where's
enough
his
of this
story?
shit."
Where's his story? He's
said,
earned it.
Enough of this shit. Y'all ain't talking about Rudy anymore.
I love how Dan Patrick years later go, I just don't think he knows what he did. And but my thinking is, I think he did.
Yeah, I think
he's heard
did
enough.
Too. Yeah, it sounded like a guy that was like, not this shit.
I
again.
tell you what, let me go ahead and set it straight.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us. Thank you guys for listening to another Movie Review Rewind podcast. There are 5 Mondays in September, so that means you guys get a bonus Movie Review Rewind podcast this month. And then after that, it will be spooky season and the best movie season of the year, in my opinion. And we will be diving into 5 different films. Every Friday in October will be a spooky season movie on Movie Review Rewind.
Oh,
so
nice.
we're gonna have some fun with it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to check out all of our work at NashvilleMovieDispatch.substack.com. Subscribe to Nashville Movie Dispatch wherever you take in your podcast. He's Brandon. I'm Stoney. And until next time, you stay classy, moviegoers.